Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you to my backyard up under the shade of the canopy because it's a hot one today. And today what I'm going to be doing is I've got about 7 pounds of sliced button mushrooms left that I need to get cooked today and canned away. So I'm going to be doing, it's more of a heartier mushroom stock, and I'll take you along with me step by step of how I do it. It's not hard. All you do need is a pressure canner to be able to make it. And what we're going to do is I'm hoping to get 19 pints. That's my hope. But I'm going to have 14 pints ready. Alright, now everything that I use will be in the description box below, so you don't have to take notes as we go. In 12 other jars, I put a half a teaspoon of dried oregano. Now I use dried herbs in my canning. Sometimes I use fresh, but to get more punch and have to use less stock, I use dried. Okay, in each jar I put the oregano, a half a teaspoon of dried parsley, and a half a teaspoon of really good chicken bouillon. The only reason I'm using a half a teaspoon is I don't want this to be too salty, and plus I'm not 100% guaranteed I'll get a cup of liquid in there, so I don't want it too awful salty. And I'm going to do a quarter a teaspoon of white pepper, and this time I'm leaving out the chaga mushroom powder because I already have some mushroom stock put back that has chaga in it. So, and because I want the mushroom flavor to stand out more, I'm only going to use a half a teaspoon of minced garlic. Now of course it's some more of that minced garlic that I caught on clearance, but you can always use fresh. Now what I'm going to do is put the lid on because these flies are horrid. And of course all my jars have been sanitized. They're very warm sitting out here. They were in the sun a while ago, so they're not cold at all. And I'm going to use, I've got about 6 to 7 pounds of sliced white button mushrooms in my cooking pot, in my stock pot. I already have a gallon of purified water because I don't like canning with my city water because they put fluoride and chlorine and all that nasty stuff. And I want my food to go in me healthy. So I use a gallon of Berkey water. Excuse me. It's the pepper, it's got me. Now if you don't have a Berkey, you can always use bottled purified water, or if you have a filtration system, use your water, or if you just don't care, you can use your city water. Alright, and I've got a really large onion. Now I'm only going to use one onion. I want just a little bit of onion in with the mushrooms because in this recipe I want the mushrooms to shine more than the other ingredients. Alright, and I'm going to cut this onion up, and it's going to be, try to get a small dice if possible, or a medium, either or is going to be fine. And I will bring you back as soon as the onion is chopped. Now, before I do chop my onion up, I want to say everything, all of my utensils have been sanitized. I'm hoping, like I said, for 19 pints. If I get to make 19 pints, I'll add, 5 more jars. If not, I'll be happy either or. I'll have my knife is sanitized, my debubbler is sanitized. You're going to need a ladle, a funnel, a small bowl of apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, either or, to wipe your rims down. And of course I got my big stock pot. So now I'm fixing to start chopping the onions. See you here in just a little bit. Okay, I have my onions chopped up and they're in here. Of course, any bigger mushrooms, if you want to, you can break them up. Starting to get warm. I'm gonna have to watch myself. But I have to get these canned up today. And these, they're just absolutely wonderful. Mushrooms are easy to can up. Whew. Alright, and once these are ready to jar up, I will bring you right back. Okay, we're going to get started canning now, or jarring them up. And what I do is I put my funnel on. And what I do is I take just a little bit of the juice, or the mushroom stock, swirl it in the jar. And what I want to do is fill the jar about halfway full of the mushrooms and onions. And then I fill the rest of the jar up to the 1-inch mark. I'm going to stir it around, make sure there's no bubbles inside. Get my next jar ready, put my funnel on there. And of course, as they can, the mushrooms and onions will sink. And just barely finger tight. Remember just a little bit of the mushroom stock to make sure your powder, your bouillon is dissolved. And about halfway full of mushrooms and onions. Up to the 1-inch mark. Stir real good, making sure to stir the bottom. Don't own nasty flies. Well, that one could use just a little more stock. Well, these flies are horrible. I guess they know when something's good. Put your lid on and your band, just barely finger tight, and see how beautiful that is. Alright, and I will bring you back as soon as I get all the jars full. Hoping for 19. Here we go. Okay, now I'm fixing to load the canner. I forgot to turn on record, so I've got 3 pint jars in here. I was able to make 17 pints. I almost got my 19. And of course, this is an all-American canner. I'm gonna be able to stack my jars. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I get 9 pints on the bottom. And yes, the jars are hot, and the water in the canner is hot. And the canner is hot too. Ooh. Alright, let me get my olive oil. Give me just a second. Okay, I wanted to say you need to make sure that all your jars is under your separator. That way it's flat and level. I'm thankful for the all-American canner because I don't have to worry about rubber seals or anything. And I'm using olive oil. Just like the directions tell you to. Still don't understand why anybody would want to use Vaseline. And yes, the canner is hot. I just have asbestos fingers. Now I'll get the rest of my jars on top. It's getting hot. And jars are hot too. Okay. You want to make sure that you line up your arrow with your line, and you're going to want to just barely snug them on opposite sides. And then you go back and tight. And that way it's your lid's level. Now I'm going to wait. I'll bring you back when this starts to vent. I'll see you here in a little bit. It's hard to see, but now that I have a steady stream of steam coming out, I am going to let it vent for 10 minutes now. And I will bring you back as soon as it has vented for 10 minutes. Okay, it has been venting for 10 minutes, and thanks to the breeze, you can't see the steam. So I am going to put my 10-pound weight on, and I'm going to let it very slowly build up to pressure. And I will bring you back when that happens. Okay, she has come up to a steady 11 pounds of pressure, and since there's a little bit more mushrooms in the jar ratio to stock, I'm going to can it as if I'm canning mushrooms. So I'm going to start it at 45 minutes. And now, it depends on your altitude, where you're located. You'll either be 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or 15 pounds of pressure. You need to know what your pressure is supposed to be. I canned mine at 11 pounds. And I will bring you back in 45 minutes. I am looking forward to seeing these come out. Okay, it has been canning for 45 minutes. It is done. You cut your heat source completely off. You don't bother anything. Don't touch the weight. Don't move your canner, because it tells you plainly in the book you're not supposed to move your canner while it's under pressure. And I'm going to let it completely depressurize to 0, and then I'm going to wait about an hour or so before I take my lid off, because I'm fixing to go work in the garden, praying that we do get the rain that we're supposed to. I'm going to go plant me a row of peas. I've got just enough time to get them in. Alright, and I will bring you back once it has depressurized and they're ready to come out of the canner. Okay, finally done. I let Tom get away from me. I was in the garden planting a row. This is definitely set up long enough, and they have definitely been canned. Now we're going to unloosen the lid. And always remember, lift the lid away from your face or you could get steam burn. Now I'm going to bring you around so you can see what they look like. Only the nuts are driving around. Let's bring up these beautiful jars. And of course, everything's floating to the top. As they cool down, it will definitely sink down. Beautiful, beautiful mushroom. You can call it mushroom stock. You can call it canned mushrooms. I call it potential amazing gravy. Or if I wanted to strain the stock out of it and reserve the mushrooms on the side, I can add instant rice, the same amount of instant rice to the stock. And since it's got chicken bouillon in it, that's a meal. Or you can strain the stock and use it to make instant mashed potatoes. Multitudes of things. Or you can thicken it and have it like mushroom soup. But speaking from experience, as these cool, everything's going to sink down to the bottom, so don't worry one bit about that. And of course you want to leave space in between the jars so that they can cool. And I'll bring you right back after I get them all unloaded. Okay, here we go. Another canning at night session. I'm done with canning for tonight. It's about 8. No, it's not about. It's about 9:30 now. But the mushroom stock, canned mushrooms, however you want to call it, is done. 17. Well, you can't really see for the blinding light. 17 beautiful jars finished. And like I said, as it cools down, they will shrink back down to the bottom of the jar. Okay, trying to play with the camera here. Simple, easy, anybody can do this. All you need is a pressure canner and the jars, Please feel free to ask any questions in the comment section. I'm more than happy to answer them. Now let's make sure those questions are within reason now. Just remember, let your jars cool for 24 hours. Check seals, wash them, wash them, dry them, and put them away. Simple, easy, anybody can do this. Please click the like and subscribe button so you can come along on other late night canning adventures with me. Also click the bell notification so you'll be notified when I upload another video. Everyone stay safe out there. It's getting worse. Keep praying for everyone. It don't matter how you pray. Prayer's a prayer. We all need one another, and we need to stick close. Stay safe out there, everyone. Take care. Have a blessed day tomorrow, or today, because it'll be in the morning when I post this video. Everyone, be blessed, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.